This is my review for my Intex pool, 16 feet by 48 inches. I had this pool since 2006, I believe. Purchased it. We put it away for a good while. We never used it until recently. I took it out this summer because we're in the state of Florida, West Palm Beach, 561. But it's super hot here, so I took it out. It's been in storage for like, I don't know, six years already. But it's in pretty good condition. You know, it actually stayed in storage for a while, and I'm surprised that I had no problems at all. Now, I learned my lesson from the previous time when I first set it up back in 2006. We used to have everything that came with the pool, you know, it was included. They had that cheap filter in the pool. So the water always turned green, it was cloudy, it was nasty. I always had to buy these chemicals. And the filter was so cheap and it didn't clean very well. When I put the chlorine and everything, it killed like that. When it turned green, it killed the algae. You know, algae sinks to the bottom. The dead algae's there, and you gotta vacuum it. Now the pool didn't come with any of that, and I never bought a vacuum because I never thought about that. And then, anyways, the pool was the pump filtration it came with was so cheap. I don't think the vacuuming would even work. But so once I put it up this time, I told myself I'm not gonna put the hassle of buying chemicals and trying to clean the pool. So what I did instead is I just purchased the Intex water system as well as a sand filter, right? And by far, it has been the best. I haven't put any chemicals at all except one, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's pretty good. I've seen a lot of reviews online, and before I set up the pool, I kept checking, doing my research to see what to buy and what's better. And I did see that some people made reviews, but not a lot of people really reviewed it 100%. That's why I'm making this review for people out there that decide to purchase a pool, and they want to know if they're making the right decision on what things to buy. Now, mine's an older model. Mine's the blue one, as you see. The new ones are like silver or gray. And you see that mine's blue and the metal frame is white. So when I purchased this filtration system and the chlorinator saltwater system, the fittings didn't fit, right? So because it's a smaller hole, and then the how you call this, the flex hose is more bigger, so you have to buy an adapter. Now when I bought the saltwater system, it came with only one adapter, and I actually ordered them both from Walmart.com, which was a great sell. This was like $99. This one was like $180, I believe, which was really good. It's actually good because it pays itself in the future instead of buying all these chemicals, because it cleans your water super clear. You know, as you can see how clean it is. You can actually see the bottom of the pool really clean. I had no problems at all. It's always like this. I don't need to do anything. I just leave it on. It's automated, and that's it. That's all it does. I gotta worry about anything like before, adding chlorine all the time. This does everything. I don't even have that floating chlorinator on top. It does everything by itself. Anyways, what I was saying is this one came with an adapter, the chlorinator, but that one did not. So I need two. Obviously, it has two holes. So the adapter with a saltwater system, it only came with this one right here. It clamps to the original pool liner, and then it converts it to a bigger one, and it makes the flex hose fit right. Now, since it didn't come in, and I just want to say this because you can save a lot of money on shipping. Because where I ordered it was Intex.com. Now Intex, their shipping and handling is because they are in California, and I'm all the way in Florida, so shipping and handling is expensive. And I gotta tell you, I did order multiple times, like 4 times, and shipping was pretty expensive. So I'm just letting you know that when you order something from Intex, make sure you order everything, because originally I just ordered one of these, and I didn't order this part, right? because I thought, oh, I don't need it, right? And I was gonna use the old-fashioned one, but it makes life more easier. So I learned to, now I'm just letting you know it's optional, but this is super easy. You just close it instead of the old way. Since this is the older pool, it came with these black tops, right? All you do is you just like these cups, and you just unscrew this and put it inside, and it's like a plug, and water doesn't come out. But now that's kind of, it's a hassle, right? This is easier. You just close it, and it closes, and you open it, and that's pretty easy. That's why I ordered 2 of those. And then I ordered the skimmer separately, because this pool has been in storage for 6 years, right? So I thought I had everything, and I made sure everything, and it turned out I was missing a lot of parts. So make sure you inspect everything, that you have everything. Like my skimmer right here, this is not the original one it came with, the pool. The skimmer I had previously was much more smaller, like the hole wasn't that big, right? But I ended up being that the tube was broken, and I was missing some parts, so I had to order everything again, and had to pay shipping for this one as well. Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. As well as I bought a pool cover, which I found out later I really didn't use. The pool cover is like $25 plus the shipping and handling. And it would be a waste of money. And I called to ship it back, but they were like, oh, you got to pay for shipping and handling, which we don't recommend because the shipping is going to be more expensive than what the product is worth, which they do kind of have a point, and they know that you won't ship it back because of that reason. So I just decided to keep it, and it's just somewhere in storage. But this system right here is the best. You don't gotta do anything, right? And it's super easy to set up. When I was researching online, nobody actually showed you how to set them up and how the steps are. And I was kind of nervous, but it's actually super easy. It's self-explanatory, and it comes with the manual, right? And also they're pretty cool because they included a DVD instructing step by step. So you pop that on your Blu-ray, and it actually shows you a video on how to do it. This one's super easy. This one just plug in. This is the inside intake and outtake right here. Super easy. And this one connects over here. Now this one's actually a bigger model than this. Is not the right size for my pool, but I did buy it because it was like $30 difference from the smaller version. So I was like, might as well get the bigger one because it tends to clean it much more faster. And that's what I did, right? This one holds 75 pounds of silica sand. Now I ordered the silica sand from Walmart.com because when on Walmart.com, when you purchase a product, it shows you recommended products that go together, what people have purchased, right? So I saw the silica sand. It was like $24.99 for a 50-pound silica sand bag, right? I purchased that one, and it was and I told myself later on, I said, why did I order it there? I could have bought it from my local pool store, but it actually turned out good. It's actually better that I purchased it because that sand that I ordered from Walmart.com, it's actually way better. It's super good. It's designed to, like, it clears makeup, it filters everything, like 100% filtration. Now I went to my local pool store, and they're a ripoff. Never. Here's the advice: never go to your local pool store. I mean, I'm not saying all of them, but majority of them overprice things just because they're a pool store. The silica sand there was like, they were selling me a silica sand for 20, I think it was 20, same price I purchased the 50-pound bag online. It was $24.99, but it was 25 pounds instead of 50. And it was, the sand quality, I can see it was like trash. It doesn't compare to the one I ordered at Walmart. So I was like, you know what? Forget it, I'm not buying it there. I was gonna order it again through the website, but I was like, I'm not gonna, because I already set up everything. I put the water, I just need the pump system. I was like, I'm not gonna wait a week for that to come in. So I went to my local home improvement store, which was Home Depot, and they actually sell this, not the same quality the one from Walmart.com, but it's actually cheap. It was like $4.99 for a 50-pound silica sand. So what I did is I just mixed it, so there won't be like a difference. First, I put the Walmart.com silica sand on the bottom. I filled it up. Then I added the Home Depot sand. I kept doing vice versa until I filled it all up. Right, because it's 75 pounds. So I was left with a little bag of silica sand from Home Depot. I have it in storage, but it's pretty nice. I recommend, like, the video actually tells you to set up the filtration system where you want it first, because this thing, this weighs a little bit, and this one doesn't weigh because it's an empty empty canister. But once you fill it up with the sand, imagine 75 pounds of sand, silica sand, plus the water in there, it's kind of heavy, right? I mean, you can't, it's movable, but you need like 2 people or 3 people to move it, but I wouldn't recommend that. Since these 2 products were expensive, I didn't want them to be on the floor, right? So I designed this kind of wood table on here. I did oil, put the oil resistant thing because it does rain here a lot in Florida, and that's why I have it on here. Originally I was going to put like a top here and some walls so it won't get wet. I am still going to do that, but I just hadn't had time because of work and school, so I just left it like that. But it's pretty good. I do love these 2 systems. Everything's automated. Now the thing, as you know, I am from the state of Florida, right? So like I said, it rains constantly here, really hot, a lot of humidity around here, and you can imagine that this is a perfect temperature, perfect place for algae to grow. But because of this saltwater system, it turns on by itself every day. Now the instructions show that you're supposed to leave it on for like 3 to 5 hours, especially my size pool is not that big compared to what I've seen on YouTube. So people have some huge ones, but I have mine every day running. I have it running every day because if I don't, since we are in Florida, it will turn green real quick. So I just have it on there every day, and that's why it's crystal clear. Don't have to do anything. But I always have it on boost mode when someone goes in, like right now. It is on boost mode, right? So what boost mode is, it makes chlorine much more faster, I believe. From what I've seen on YouTube, people say that it kills the algae much more faster, but I think the copper ion and the chlorinator work at the same time, even if it's off of boost mode. But I just have it on boost mode because it does tend to clean it much more faster. If you go over here, right? Let me see. Right here, originally I had a problem with this from Intex. It was leaking on the bottom, and I was like, oh snap. Actually not here. Here, for some reason it didn't want to screw it. I mean, it felt like it screwed in, but it will always pop out and water will start draining from there. And so I contact Intex, and by what YouTube people reviews and everything, they said that Intex has the worst customer service, and I was kind of nervous. I'm calling, I was like, oh, they're not going to be able to help me. They're probably going to ship it like 3 weeks from now. But they actually got really good because I called them, I told them that it was defective, and they didn't even ask me questions, and then they were just like, okay, yeah, fine. Since it is defective, the fastest way we can ship it is 1-day shipping, 2-day shipping actually, and I received it right away. Then no cost, I didn't pay anything, and that was it. And they shipped me one, and I told them, what do I do with the old one? It's like, no, you can just throw it away, but we'll send you a new one. So now it's not leaking from here at all, which is really nice. The only maintenance I do on this pool is all I do is vacuum it. I vacuum the bottom floor because since we do have a lot of palm trees around on top, so when a lot of wind comes, right, it drops a lot of like debris, some bugs, and then they fall to the floor if they're heavy. Sometimes, the majority of the times, the skimmer tends to grab everything, but if the leaf is kind of heavy, it will sink down quick and it'll go all the way in the bottom. So I did purchase my vacuum hose and the vacuum head from Home Depot. I always buy everything from Home Depot because it's super close, but I have everything here. I just opened it right now. Like, this is the storage here. I actually bought all that, and this is the hose. It was kind of expensive. The hose, it was like 50 bucks. When I checked on Walmart. I went to my local Walmart, and it was actually cheaper in Walmart, but I saw that this one is actually a better quality than the one in Walmart. So this is the vacuum head, and I usually put it on the pole here, but it vacuums really good. It actually sucks everything from the bottom. That's the only maintenance I gotta do. Now, don't buy the rollers, because the rollers are for the concrete one, the in-ground, but ours is above ground with a liner. So the brush helps it not pick up the liner. You don't want that, that's bad. So this one actually does the job, gets the job well done. Now, it's a big hassle with the flex hose, because it tends to, like, it tends to kink a lot, but besides that, that's the only issue on there. Now, like I said before in the beginning, that I did have a problem with my pool, and I had to add one chemical to it, which it started growing algae, right? I saw when my pool got cloudy one time, and I was like, why is it getting cloudy if it's always on? So I was reading online, and when I went in, before it even got cloudy, it was super clear like right now. But when I got in, the floors and the walls were slippery, and I did research on that, and they said that what I came up with was that when it's starting to get slippery, that means that the water's it's starting to grow algae, and it's the first stage. So what I ended up doing is I increased on the saltwater system. I put it on boost mode, left it on for like 12 hours, and the sand filter, and it actually cleared up. It wasn't slippery anymore at all. But then I did notice, like under my skimmer right there, the wall was like, not the whole wall, like an inch of the wall was like getting green. I saw algae growing on there. So I was like, what is going on? How is that algae growing there? When I increased the chlorine with a lot, right? So the only thing I had to do was find algicide. I poured it in there. And then yeah, it did kill the algae, but besides that, that's like the only chemical I put in the pool. Now, of course, with the saltwater system, you have to add salt in the pool. My pool is like 5,100 gallons of water. So I went to my local pool store, which was Leslie's. It was super expensive there, so I went to Home Depot, and I actually bought it really cheap there. It was like $6 for like 25 pounds of 98% pure salt, and I only put 3 bags around the pool. And I did that at night because I got it at work late. I did that like around 9 o'clock because I knew the next day I wanted it to get dissolved. So what I did is just I walked around with 1 bag, poured it all around. I did the same goes with the second one, walked around, kept pouring it in, and the third one. And then I got my this mat thing that uses to grab the leaves, and I just scrubbed the bottom, went around like it's just stirring like a huge pot until it all dissolved. It takes a while for it to dissolve, but since I did overnight, I just went around the pool like for like 30 minutes just stirring it, and then I just left it like that. Left the pump, not the saltwater system, because it says not to turn on the saltwater system until the salt fully dissolves. So I just left the sand filter on so it can rotate and mix the salt much more faster. And then the next day everything was dissolved, so I just walked around again, moved it, and then that was pretty much it. And I turned it on, and ever since, no problem at all. No problem at all, which is really good. And I do recommend, sorry, I just tripped and I dropped like a rock on here. So I do recommend those 2 products, really, really good. The only problem is that, you know, salt and metal don't go together. It tends to rust it a lot. And I did notice that my ladder, well, my ladder was rusty from the beginning because it's been outside for like 6 years. I never put it in. I never put it in storage with like the pool, so it was outside, so it's common, but it's getting really rusty from the inside. So what I'm thinking is taking it out, sanding it down, and just put another fresh coat of paint on there. I'm going to spray paint and make sure this doesn't get that rusted, otherwise the rust will fall in the pool on the bottom like I've seen in previous videos. But yeah, this pool is really good. Now when I first set it up, I had to level the pool a lot, because I did learn again from 06 when I first put up this pool. We didn't level at all, which was horrible, a horrible idea. But now I did level it. It did take me a long time, and it's Florida, it's super hot, but I was able to get it done. I did level it because it's always low from that side, and it was really high here, so I had to take out a whole bunch of dirt from here and try to level it, right? So I tried to level it the best I can. I did level it, however, I didn't level the legs, the feet on here. That's why it looks like it's not really leveled. You'll see some of the walls are higher and lower in other spots, but overall I think I did a pretty good job. As you can see, right, it's low over there, and then over here you see I had to put like a brick wall because it did go underneath, like in the ground, compared to the other high. I took out about like a feet of dirt in order for it to be level, because there are actually 3 bricks here. It just looks high because I put gravel on here, so to prevent dirt from going in the pool. And then I put a lot of mulch everywhere. That way, you know, when my brothers and sisters walk around, there's no, they don't get dirt inside the pool. So that was a good idea. But yeah, and before that I had to cut a lot of palm trees because my house is actually full with palm trees. And then all the palm trees that were like leaves were over, the branches were over the pool, I knocked them down. But yeah, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, then I added these pavers, these small pavers on here, because from last time I didn't add them, and they actually sink down. So the more when you're filling up the pool, it will tend to sink down. When I first set it up, I didn't have this, so it actually sank down like this much, and then you can imagine it was really unlevel. So with this, it's helped it a lot. It didn't sink down. But I didn't level this, which I was supposed to. I regret not leveling these. I just left them on there and just filled it up, and it leveled on its own. But as you can see, somewhat crooked and not leveled. But it's pretty good. But pool is really good. I did a lot of landscaping outside here, so it can look good with the pool, as I usually have family over. We do a lot of parties here, and actually installed this little thing here so we can watch TV at night. It's pretty nice. Again, I bought it at Home Depot, so I usually put the 55-inch here. Of course, it's not here right now because I want to get overheated or don't want it to get wet. I only put it up when various people are on here. So I put all the grabbers, put the pavers there, grills there. But overall, it has been a really great pool. No problem at all for everybody out there that wants to get a pool. Intex is the way to go. You don't got to do anything if you're worried about chemicals, if you're worried about it being green. Just buy these two, and that's all you need. That's all you need. And they are kind of expensive. Like I said, the saltwater system is $100. The CM filter was 180 or 70, something. It was less than 200. But it will pay itself over time, because you don't have to add chemicals at all. You don't have to buy anything. You don't got to worry about anything. Another advice: when you purchase this and because I was new to this, I wanted everything to be perfect. So I wanted to buy the best salt, right? You can just buy anywhere. You can buy the salt for the pool at Walmart, or you can buy it at Sam's Club. You can buy it at Home Depot or Lowe's, anywhere, right? I bought mine at Home Depot, right? Because it was cheaper, as long as it's pure, or like 99% pure, or 70 or 97% pure. You're good. Like I said, I went first before doing anything. I went to my local pool store, which was a huge mistake. They always try to sell you, because I guess they're commission based, because they really try to sell you. When I walked in there, I was like, oh yeah, I set up my pool. I purchased the sand and saltwater. I just want some salt and some silica sand. It's like, oh, okay. And then she started going on and explaining. I asked her for those two, but she kept going on and telling me, oh, when you first set it up, you gotta make sure you do it the right way. We gotta make sure the pH level is good and it's in balance and it's blah 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 blah, whatever she was saying. And then she was like, here, take this little bottle and put your arm inside the water, get out, just fill it up with your pool water, and then come back and we'll see what you need. And I did, right? I thought that was, the good thing. I know that it should be balanced and everything should be fine, pH levels and all that. It should be fine. But if you're like me, right, you don't need that. I mean, I didn't do anything to this pool. I just filled it up, added salt, and that was it. And look how clean it is. I don't gotta worry about anything. So anyway, she told me, oh, this is all you need. Okay, so according to this, when I went back, she measured everything. She was like, oh, according to this, your thing levels this high, you need calcium, you need to lower you need acid, you need this, blah blah blah. And she's like, okay, tell you what, I'm gonna get everything for you, and then I'll just bring you out. And she didn't even ask me anything. I was just standing. I was like, okay, and is it gonna be free? Because apparently you didn't ask me if I wanted them. So she went over there, she got everything, she got a whole bunch of stuff, she got the salt, she got the silica sand, and then she was like, and then she's like, okay, so this is for this is for this. She was telling me, this is, you add this first, you add this second, you add this third, and she ranged everything out. The total was like 160 something, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't really need anything. I just came for the salt and silica sand. And she got so bothered. She was like, you need this. You need to do this first before you add the salt. And I was like, no, thank you. I don't need any of that. And I was like, you know what? I'll tell you what. And I told her, how much is the salt? And she was like, it's $9 or $6, whatever she said. But it was $6, but the bag was small. And I remember that I went to Walmart and it actually was cheaper. And the salt was like a 50-pound bag for the same price. I was like, no, thank you. And then I left. She was pretty upset. She was telling me why. She told me she was convincing me to do it. She told me to buy the salt there because their salt is better. Otherwise, I'll have problems with the system. So I just ignored her. I left, and that's just my advice. Never. I mean, if you want to go that route, it's good. A lot of people say you have to make sure your water is well balanced, but as you see here, mine's not. I mean, I didn't do anything to it. I just put salt, and that's it. I go in there. I don't feel anything. Some people say that when the chlorine level is high, that you'll feel like your body's being eaten, like it burns, but overall, I mean, nothing's happened. I just have that thing on, and and it's pretty good. And as you can see, it's super clean. I just love this pool, and I love that system. But overall, it's good. But if you have any comments or questions, leave your comment below, and I'll try to get back to you. If you have any advice for me, go ahead, and I'll try to make another video and update how the pool is going. It's already been like a month already since I filled it up and set everything up, and no problem at all.